Yeah, good morning, everyone. So we saw US market again correcting yesterday. In fact, when our Indian market was open, the Dow future was plus by around 200 points, and yesterday it ended almost around 245 point down. So a larger impact. This is mainly driven by the fear of the expectation of rate increase higher than what market was expecting earlier. There is a CPI inflation data which will be coming on Tuesday in the US, and the expectation is that the inflation will be coming at around year on year 6.2%, which will be lower than 6.5% last month. But month on month, the trend is looking bit higher, wherein the inflation is likely to increase month on month by 0.5%, wherein last month it came at negative -1%. So that is creating some fear about among the participant, and that's why market is seeing some corrections in the US market. Apart from that, if we see the Asian markets are also indicating some softer trend. Most of the markets are down by around 0.5 to anywhere between 0.5 to 1%. And in commodity, oil is down by around $1 as compared to last yesterday's same time. And steel is also a bit down by around 0.5%, whereas iron ore is more of a flattish. So more of a negative sentiment we are getting from the international market. And I'll request technical team to take up.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Yesterday, we have seen a very good bounce back rally in the Indian front towards 17,900, but somehow it fails to maintain a closing about 17,900 level, which gives some sort of a cautious sign. Today, we are getting a gap down looking at around 17,828 level, and there onwards we might witness some selling pressure also to profit booking, which might take a nifty nearby 17,740 to 700. So for the today intraday purpose have to last as a support levels. On the higher side, 17,940 is the first resistance zone. If it surpasses that level, then only 18,000 levels can be seen in the Nifty. So the view will be a little cautious as long as Nifty sustains below 17,940 levels in the closing basis. Coming towards the Bank Nifty, 41,860, 42,000 is the resistance level we need to keep eye on it. Whereas on the downside, 41,470, 41,220 are the supports level for today intraday closes. Coming towards the Nifty Finance, 18,650, 18,700 are the resistance level for the Nifty Finance. On the downside, 18,520, 18,440 are the support levels for the Nifty Finance. The overall view on the Nifty Bank Nifty and the Nifty Finance will remain a constant. Today we might witness some profit bookings in three indices as the weekend is ahead. So we might see profit bookings at the higher levels. Coming to the stock specific, Dalmia Bharat looks really good on the technical front. Yesterday we have initiated a buy call. As even though the market was correcting, this particular stock is sitting in the high upside button formations, and it's on the verge of giving the breakouts of crucial resistance levels at around 1930 levels. I believe it has a potential to reach up to 2000 mark on the higher side, so one can take a long position at the current market price as well. Currently, the stock is trading at 1926 level. And then take a buy call at CMP, maintain a stop loss of 1980. For immediate target of 2000 levels in the assets. From my end, I request Amit to take it on forward.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So on the derivatives front, as I mentioned yesterday, that 18,000 mark is very much important because over that the highest call rate positions were there. But now if we consider as per yesterday's position, the highest call rate positions have again got added up at 18,000 mark and 17,900 level also. On the monthly basis, we are seeing that and both the strike almost 17 million positions at 17,900 and 18,000 strikes. Both the positions are getting added up around 17 million positions of call writers. So currently it might face a heavy resistance. between this 100-point range, while on the downside continuously we are saying that on the monthly basis the supportive level is placed at 17,800 to 17,500 mark. So in today's session 17,800 will act as important support zone for the intraday basis. Once if Nifty breaks 17,800 level, then on the intraday wise we have seen that on yesterday's session that the put writers are getting liquidated between 17,700 and 600 strikers. So 17,800 will act as a supportive level. If it breaks, then 17,500 would be the nearest level which you might see in coming trading sessions. Well, as per the PCRO, as I mentioned yesterday, that the PCR, we while trading on the yesterday session at 1.20 level, as I said that once if PCR breaks 1.08 level, then new shorts will be created in the market. We have seen the same scenario got witnessed, got added up, while once PCR broke 1.08 level, the Nifty broke down heavily and PCR dragged down towards 1.02 level. So in yesterday, PCR also closed at 1.08 level. So once again, if in today's session, once if PCR goes above 1.15 level, then we should create a pullback strategy in the market. So we should wait for the PCR to go above 1.15 level. While on the supportive base, we are seeing that India Wix yesterday closed at 13.04 level. So India Wix is trading on the supportive level for the market right now. Once if India Wix goes about 16 level, then we might get little cautious for currently in the market. But we expect market to remain in the range of 17,700 to 18,000 strike in coming trading session. As per the stock and sector specific, we are seeing that from previous two to three trading session, IT and finance sectors are trading sharply and showing some buying momentum in the market, and we expect the same sectoral buying to be seen in coming trading session also. Selective stocks from the IT and finance would be Infi and M&M Finance. These two counter looks positive in today's trading session. That's it from the derivative front. Thank you.
Good morning. LIC result is okay. Year-on-year figures are not provided for comparison, but the AP declined quarter on quarter. Although margins, VNB margins improved from 12% to 14.6%, and hence the VNB was absolute amount was flat quarter on quarter. Also, market share for first year premium has increased for the 9-month period to 65% against 61% last year. And the individual business, the share of non-par business has increased to 9.5% in the 9-month period against 7.1% in the corresponding period last year. So overall, we remain neutral on LIC. Suryodaya Small Finance Bank result is okay. It's a proxy on microfinance industry. OPEX increased sharply, leading to PBP declining year on year and quarter on quarter. OPEX had a one-off component of 21 crore, excluding which PBP would have been flattish. Lower provisions led to flattish profit as well. Gross NPA declined sharply to 4.2% against sequentially 10%. As during the quarter, the bank transferred its stressed asset portfolio worth 492 crores to ARC for a sum of rupees 135 crore on security receipt basis. Net NPA is still at 2.7%, although that has also come down from around 4%. So the bank is nearing completion of its asset quality cleanup in line with the MFI industry, and probably after one more quarter of cleanup, probably things will start looking good for the bank. So from long-term perspective, we are positive. FC company result on the face of it seemed okay, but later in the presentation, the metrics have improved. Incrementally, there is improvement in asset quality with credit cost coming at almost nil and net NPA reducing to 3.6% from 4.5%. Disbursement also crossed the 400 mark, which is encouraging, and the highest number that we have seen since the time COVID began. Similarly, although year-on-year basis loan growth looks not exciting at 6%, but sequentially it has accelerated to 5%, which is again a multi-quarter high. So we think that probably it's a matter of 2-3 more quarters where the loan growth would reach double digits, and then probably we'll have to see it from then on. But on the valuation front, at 0.8 times, stock does look attractive looking at the declining asset quality and accelerating growth. So we are positive on Muthoot Capital Services. Thank you.
It had its call yesterday, and wherein the management indicates Q4 and Q3 was usually a similar quarter pre-COVID. This year being the first year after the COVID, management expects to be on similar level. The card holder accessing the launch is still low, and there is a scope for it to improve. This, along with the increase in the airport launches, will fuel in growth to the company. For the quarter, EBITDA margins expanded by 100 bips and came in at 12.8%, majorly led by lower employee expense, which was due to lower ESOP expense compared to last quarter. Outlook is positive on the company. Sula Vineyard has
Company name,
posted,
hello, company
yeah,
name didn't come.
Dream Folks Limited,
Yeah.
Dream Folk Services Limited.
Yeah,
Okay.
continue.
Yeah. Sula Vineyard has posted improved set of numbers for the quarter. This is the first quarter after the listing. Revenue grew by 58% QOQ. Even EBITDA margins improved and came in at 33.5% versus QOQ of 31%. Stock is trading at a PE of 21 times Q3 annualized EPS. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. Hindalco result was below expectation. Revenue came in at 53,151 versus expectation of 52,253 crores. Sales were driven mainly by higher production at its aluminum upstream vertical and better copper realizations. EBITDA came in at 3,548 crores, down by 34% sequentially, mainly impacted by rising input costs and unfavorable macros. Going forward, aluminum cost of production in Q4 is expected to fall by 5%. Novelis business is fundamentally strong on back of debottlenecking, and with the new capacity coming on stream in US, better operational efficiencies is expected, and management expects EBITDA per ton to reach by EBITDA per ton to be $400 per ton in Q4, and a sustainable target of $525 per ton in the long run. In India, management has indicated robust demand with increase in prices and higher spending by the government on infra and higher business investment. The stock is trading at EV by EBITDA of 5.6 times FY24 earnings. Outlook is positive on the company. Thank you.
Good morning. MRF announced its result. The result is below expectation.
Your voice is low, Mahima.
So is it better now?
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay. MRF announced its result. The result was below expectation. Revenue came in at 5,535 crores versus an expectation of 5,859 crores, which degrew by 3% sequentially but grew by 15% on a YOY basis. EBITDA margin came in at 9.9% versus an expectation of 10.3%. Revenue from operations included industrial incentive of 80 crores received from Telangana government. The cost of materials consumed increased by 19% to around 3,751 crores. The company's board has declared a second interim dividend of rupees 3 per equity share for FY23. The stock is trading at a PE of 26.3 times FY24 EPS. TVS Sri Chakra announced its result. The result was okay. Revenue came in at 731 crores, which degrew by 13% sequentially but grew by 8% YOY. EBITDA margins came in at 8.2% versus QOQ 9.9% and 6% YOY. The stock is trading at a PE of 34.8 times TTM EPS. Thank you.
Good morning. Bajaj Consumer Care Limited result was in line with expectation. Revenue grew flat on YOY and sequential basis at rupees 228 crore versus the expectation of 242 crore. Hair oil market saw muted volume in Q3, and overall there was a slowdown in rural markets, which observed sharp decline in demand. EBITDA margin came at 14.4% versus the expectation of 14.2%. The stock is trading at a PE of 14.2 times to FY24 EPS, and we are neutral on the stock based on the current valuations. Devyani International Limited result was marginally below expectations. Revenue grew by 26.6% YOY at rupees 791 crore versus the expectation of 818 crore. The brand contribution stood at rupees 145 crore with the margins at 18.3%. During the quarter, it has opened 81 new stores. With that, the total operational stores are at 1,177 as on December 2022, and it is focusing more on metro and non-metro cities. The EBITDA margin reported at 22%. The stock is trading at a PE of 55.3 times to FY24 EPS, and we are positive on the stock over the long term. Sapphire Foods India Limited result was in line with the expectation. Revenue reported at 596 crore, which grew by 17.5% YOY. The India revenue grew by 24% YOY. Overall, KFC revenue grew by 26% YOY with the same-store sales growth of 3%. The Pizza Hut revenue grew by 20% YOY with same-store sales growth of which declined by 4%. The Sri Lanka had faced issues due to high inflation. And the overall EBITDA margin reported at 19.6% versus the expectation of 19%. It has opened 57 restaurants in Q3 FY23. The stock is trading at a PE of 45 times to FY24 EPS. Axo Nobel India Limited result has improved. The company operates in coating segments, and the revenue grew by 7.9% YOY, 6.5% QOQ at rupees 986.8 crore. EBITDA margin improved at 14.5% versus the 11.5% in the last quarter. The PAT reported at 97 crore. The company has approved the interim dividend of rupees 25 per share. The stock is trading at a PE of 23.8 times to FY24 EPS. Thank you.
Yeah, a few more results. Lupin came up with the numbers, and the numbers were below expectations. Revenue grew by around 4% year on year, mainly driven by the US market, where the revenue grew by around 14%. But other markets saw decline in revenue growth. As such, the overall revenue growth was very nominal at 3%, where the expectations was also more of a similar line, but the major impact was felt in the EBITDA margin. The EBITDA margin came at around 11.9% versus expectation of 13.4%. And overall reported PAT also declined. Share is trading at around 24 times, seems fully priced at current point of time for the Lupin. So overall result was declining, and the outlook also continued to remain negative. Then Voltas Limited came up with the numbers, and here again the numbers were below expectations. Though the revenue came a bit ahead of expectations, but the EBITDA margin saw decline mainly in the their project business, whereas Unitary, that is the cooling system, that is AC, and also similar growth and profitability as expected, but the project business saw negative growth. As such, result got impacted. The key thing is now the season will be coming, and the March in the next June quarter will be a crucial for the company. Overall, from here, direction wise looks a bit positive, but the valuations are demanding at 37 times. So overall outlook is neutral. Then Page Industry also came up with the numbers. Here again, the impact was mainly on the margins, and the margin came at 15.8% versus expectation of 19.3%. The impact was mainly felt because of the higher cost of raw material. Cotton prices were continuously high in the last period, but which company was not able to pass it on immediately. Though cotton prices now are coming down, but still they consumed higher cost inventory, and that's why the margin remained under pressure in this quarter. So overall valuation seems demanding at around 49 time FY24 earnings. So outlook is neutral from here. Then Suzlon Energy came up with the numbers, and the numbers were okay. Company maintained its profitability at EBITDA level, though PAT level looks attractive at higher because of lower interest cost in this quarter because of their repayment of debt and all. But the EBITDA level quarter on quarter remain more of a similar. So overall result was okay. Outlook for Suzlon Energy seems positive. Then Asapura Mine came up with very good numbers here, mainly because of their international business at Guyana saw good expansion of business. As such, revenue reported was very high at around 535 crores, whereas last year it was 225 crores. The increase was mainly because of higher sales of bauxite from their mine in Guyana. And accordingly, freight cost has also come off very sharply, so that has also benefited the company, and profitability EBITDA level has improved sharply to around 58 crore versus quarter on quarter 5 crore, and last year around 28 crore negative. So here they are expecting to start another mine in Guyana in near future. So the outlook for the Asapura mine is positive from here. So that's all from us. Now I'll request commodity team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. In today's session, we expect commodity prices to correct. One can sell gold around 56 800 levels and maintain a stop loss of 57 100. Prices are expected to test 56 100 on lower end. So all in all, fresh selling could be witnessed if sustains below 56 500. So if sustains below 56 500, one can initiate a sell or part sell and sell on rise with 56 800 as a resistance area. Similarly, silver also, we expect the prices to test 65 500, 65,000. So we had seen the breach of support at 67 300 and it closed below that. So that could result in a correction. So selling on rise is recommended in silver. A week below 67 300. Crude oil prices may bounce from the support of 63 80 70 levels. So on dips can buy crude oil and maintain a stop loss below 6300. On higher end we expect 6550. So but keep taking profit around that area. And natural gas prices are consolidating, but however it is somehow maintaining the psychological level of 200 level. So uh, as long as it is holding on, we expect a pullback to 20 to 30. So buy with a stop loss of 195. uh, in metal front also, prices are expected to correct. So we recommend to sell on rise. 775 76 is a resistance area, and maintain a stop loss of 780. On lower end we expect 765 760, and below that further rally, further correction could be expected till 750 levels. Zinc also weak below 277. So sell with a stop loss of 279, and we expect prices to test 273 to 72. And in aluminum also, we expect prices to test 215. So one can buy around 215 also for a pullback. All in all, there should be a cap of 218. Sorry, 220. Uh, that's it from me. I'll ask Riya to take over from here.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. So on the currency front, dollar index has rebounded from the lows of 102.96 to trade at around 103.20. We have seen that the sentiment has lifted up again in dollar index on the back of inflation data that is due next week, and also with the recession fears in US as well. If you look at the other kind of counterparts, the pound has given up gains overnight. Bank of England has failed to get a full subscription on its bond sale. This is the first time that this has happened. The bond sale was a part of the QT that the new government had announced, and with it not getting traction, the liquidity will be of question into these systems. So this is one of the reasons why we have seen such a dip into the pound strength. It has also been the same sentiment has also been followed in euro as well, and uh, since there is no major data until 14th is where we will get the last quarter of the current financial year GDP numbers, which is expected to come on the downside. So even the euro is facing some of a weak sentiment. And if you look at the market open today, rupee has opened on a depreciative note at around 82.68. It is most likely to trade in with the same tone and respecting the 82.45, 82.30 as an important support range. You could see it heading towards 82.82 in the today's session. So one can go long in the USD INR by keeping the SL at around 82.60. A small traction can also come into the JPY INR above, so you can go long above the level of 63 with the for the target of 63.20 and SL at around 62.85. In the pound, if the pairs manages to give a breakout of 100.18, then it will see again moving it towards 140, 135, but that is the peak right now. So look for a breakout of 100 point, or you can even go long at the current level for a target of 100.18 by keeping the SL at around 99.19. Now, Euro INR also could see some pullback, 88.80. If it gives a breakout to that, you could see it heading towards 89. So one can go along with an SL at around 88.55. So that's all on the currency front. Thank you.